Shalom, shalom. I'm Ima Ayalea coming back at you with another video. Okay, in this segment of my videos, I am basically going to be discussing the 10 Commandments. I will take each commandment and just try to break it down so we can get a better understanding of the commandment and how we are to apply it to our lives today. Okay. First, I will start off by reading the 10 Commandments that are found in Exodus chapter 20, verses 3 through 17, and also in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 6 through 21. Okay, I believe that it is a baraka whenever you get the opportunity to read the 10 Commandments in the ears of the nation of Israel and to any other nation that want to serve our Elohiym as well. I am going to read the commandments out of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, starting at verse 6, and it reads, I am Yahweh your Elohiym, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other Elohims before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, Yahweh your Elohiym, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and the fourth generations of those who hate me, for showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of Yahweh your Elohim in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy, as Yahweh your Elohim commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh your Elohim. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates, that your male servant and your female servant may rest as well as you. And remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and Yahweh your Elohim brought you out from there by a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore Yahweh your Elohim commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Honor your father and your mother, as Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you, that your days may be long, and that it may be well with you in the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, and you shall not desire your neighbor's house, his field, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Okay? Most High bless you. Bless those that are hearing his word, but not just hearing, but also doing his word. Okay? Okay, so the first commandment that I will be going into to give a deeper understanding and also how we can apply it to our life will be, you shall have no other Elohims before me. Okay? And let me just stop here to explain. Elohim is basically the Hebrew word for gods or deities. Okay? So whenever you hear gods, they can be called Elohims, deities. Okay? So when we think of the word Elohims or gods or something like that, normally, before we came into the truth, we would most likely think of the Christianity God, Islam, other religious deities, gods. But when we in the truth, we know that Yahweh or Yahuwah, he is the Elohim of Israel. Okay? But what I want to say is that we are not even supposed to say other deities or gods out of our mouth, their names, okay? And I'm going to go to Exodus chapter 23, verse 13, okay? That's Exodus chapter 23, verse 13, and it reads, "And in all that I have said to you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, nor let it be heard from your mouth." You heard that? He said, make no mention of other gods, Elohims, nor let it be heard from your mouth. So, we can't go around saying other religion deities and gods and Elohims and stuff like that. We serve a jealous Elohim. The Elohim of Israel is very jealous. He's not going to be trying to come aside another Elohim and, compete like that. That's not the Elohim that we serve, okay? So, but besides other deities, Elohims or gods, I'm here to tell you that there's other Elohims we serve, and we may not be aware of that, but I believe we do. But that is the Elohim of the flesh, giving the flesh everything that it desires, doing things for the flesh that it desires, okay? And we're doing that more than we serve the Most High Yah, okay? Not only that, we can find that things that we like, the flesh like sports, watching TV, social media, cars, children, spouses, whatever it may be. There's a lot of things that we can fall into the trap of putting before the Most High Yah, okay? So that's just a good way to look at serving other Elohim, okay? And having other Elohim before the Most High. Anything that you put your hand to, it can be friends, whatever, that you spend most of your time with, thinking about and meditating on more than you do the Most High. Guess what? You created you a God. You created you a Elohim, okay? The Most High know that we have to work, we have responsibilities. He know that, okay? But even with that being said, when I worked, job for 34 years at M&M Mars, I was a Christian then, and I stayed in the Word, and even though I worked, I found time to talk to others about the Most High Word. I had time to meditate on His Word. I'm not saying that all jobs are the same. Some jobs I know it is impossible. You have to really keep your mental directly on the job that you're doing. But I was fortunate enough to be able to have the opportunity to basically think on God at that time, as we called Him, as a Christian. Okay, but it wasn't always that way, because I know my younger years working at M&M Mars, my mind was all over the place, and I did not meditate on Him, and I put my job first. Okay, I was all about that dollar, trying to get as many of those dollars as I could get. Okay, so I remember reading a verse in the Bible that talks about the seed that is planted, the desires of the world come and snatch the seed away. That's what the seed I was. That's the seed I was. Okay, I actually allowed the desires of the world, making money. On Wednesday night, I was supposed to have been at Bible study. On Sunday, supposed to have been at church. I would use that time to take overtime. Just work overtime, making that money. And so I knew that my job was a idol, was a god for me. And so therefore, like I said, I was able to grow from there, and I I thank the Most High that I was able to grow, especially coming into the truth. Okay, so with saying that, the Most High said that we are not to have any other Elohims besides Him. Okay, we are not to have put no one before Him, no one or nothing. Okay. Okay, let us take a look at Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 40. Okay, it's Matthew chapter 22, verse 37 through 40. And it reads, Yahweh said to him, you shall love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first commandment, and the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Okay, so basically what this is saying that all 10 commandments can fall under these two commandments. Okay, the first 4 commandments deal with Yisrael's relationship with Elohim, and the last 6 commandments deal with Yisrael's relationship with each other. Okay, the Most High wants all our heart. Okay, He wants all that we have. Okay, He don't want us half-stepping. Okay, so let's go to Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, and it reads, and whatever you do, do it heartily, as to Yahweh and not to men. Okay, that's big. Okay, so whatever we do for the Most High, we should do it with all our might, with all our strength unto Him. When you striving to do whatever you do for the Most High and to be seen by men, if you want to pray out in the streets, or you want to do your arms out in the streets for men to see you and praise you, guess what? The Most High is not going to come alongside with you with that particular thing that you're doing. Okay, because He said you didn't got all the reward that you're going to get. You're going to get it from man, not from Him. Okay, we serve a very jealous Elohim. I can't state that enough. Okay, he wants all or none. Okay, so from there we're gonna look at Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, about serving 2 masters. The Most High is not having that. He's not coming up beside no other Elohim. Whether it be another Elohim, or God, or deity, or with your flesh, things that you desire, your possessions, money, different things like that. He's not competing with any of that. Okay, so let's look at Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, and it reads, no one can serve 2 masters, for he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Elohim and Mammon. Okay, you cannot serve Elohim and money. If you recall in the book of Revelations, the Most High talks about lukewarm people. You know, he just don't care for lukewarm people. He say, I'd rather you to be either hot or cold. But lukewarm, straddling the fence, trying to play both sides of the field, He's not accepting that. Okay, and you can fool yourself in thinking that you are serving the Most High Yah when you truly know in your heart that you are serving yourself. Okay, like I said, through your possessions, through social media, whatever takes up the bulk of your time. Okay, and time that you can spend with developing your relationship with the Most High. You know, just spending time with Him, studying His Word, not just reading, fasting, okay, and also by praying to Him more, okay. These are the things that the Most High want us to do, okay. And so, with that being said, the Most High looks at our heart, okay. He looks at, well, man looks at the outside, the Most High looks at the inside. He looks at our heart. And so he already know how we are. And the words say that he knows that our hearts are desperately wicked. Okay? And I can use an example of my own life. At times, I'll have thoughts that is not righteous. Okay? And then what? I basically am at a point that even though I have a thought, most of the time I can go ahead and change up what the thought want me to do that is not righteous, and I can, make the decision to do the opposite, to do what is righteous in the Most High sight. Okay, but that's just to say, that our hearts are desperately wicked, and how we stand in the need of His forgiveness all the time. We have to stay repented up all the time to let the Most High know that He is number one in our lives. We have to turn down the desires that we want. We got to turn the volume way down. I'm not saying to turn it off, but it need to be turned down. The desires of our heart, okay, we need to turn it down. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you about a young ruler that thought that he could serve two masters, thought that he could straddle the fence and be lukewarm. Okay, and this is taken from Matthew chapter 19, verses 21 and 22. Okay, and let's see, this is basically about a young ruler. Let's get over here and see. 19. Okay. Okay, so the young ruler basically asks Yahushua, what do he have to do to enter into life? And the Most High told him, hey, you have to keep the commandments. And so he told Yahushua, well, I have kept the commandments from my youth, I didn't commit a murder. I did not commit adultery. I did not steal, and then he said, I honored my father and my mother. I did all these things from my youth. But when you pick up at verse 21, the Yahushua said to him, if you want to be perfect, go sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. You see that? How money can really mess you up. Okay, he's not saying that you cannot have money, but you have to be careful with it. The love of money will mess you up. Okay, we have to have those dollars, to take care of our responsibilities and things like that. But the love of anything, your possessions, your house, your car, or whatever it may be, if you love these things more than you love the Most High, guess what? You have created another Elohiym. Okay, and he said that you should not have no other Eloheims before him. None. Okay, so with that being said, let's go over and take a look at Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 9 and 10. Jeremiah chapter 17, verses 9 and 10. And it reads, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yahweh, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doing. You see what I'm saying? Most High know our heart. He know that our hearts are desperately wicked. Okay? And if we don't straighten this stuff up, he will give us the reward for the fruits of our labor. Okay? Whether it was evil or whether it was unrighteous or righteous, you will be rewarded. Okay, so The last verse we're going to look at is Matthew chapter 16. Okay. Matthew 16 verses 24 through 27. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. 24 through 27. And it reads, And Yahushua said to his disciples, If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his stake and follow me. For whosoever desires to save his life will lose it, but whosoever loves his life for my sake will find it. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he will reward each according to his works. Okay? So that's heavy. That's letting you know that, what is it that you want to exchange your soul for? Okay? You want to, worship other deities, you want to put other Elohims, possessions, and all that before the Almighty Yah, okay? Because the Most High is saying here that you will be rewarded, according to whether you chose the righteous path or the unrighteous path, okay? So it's important that we keep the Most High Yah first in our life. We need to meditate on His Word day and night. He tells you that in His Word. And so with that being said, I'm saying in closing that I know for a fact, if you spend a lot of time with the Most High in prayer, fasting, and especially in His Word, studying His Word, reading His Word a lot in a day, guess what? That's where your thoughts are going to be. And that's where He wants your thoughts to be. He's a jealous El. Okay, He's not going to come up beside no other Elohims, to try to compete. And so if you can, stay in His Word, okay, fast, pray, think about what you read about that morning. Try to make your mind just go back to, what did I read earlier today? Meditate on it, okay, chew on it. That's important, okay? And when you establish a set time that you spend time with the Most High in the day, and you meditate on that word and chew on it throughout the day, a lot of times that's what you will dream about. Okay, your dreams will start, lining up with what you read in the Most High's Word. Okay, because when you are asleep, the spirit man never sleeps. Okay, so when you're dreaming, that's your spirit man, because your body is resting, but your spirit is never asleep. Okay, and so I'm gonna close it right here, and I pray that this has been a baraka, a blessing to you, and I pray that you got a little better understanding on what it means to put other Elohims before the Most High Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel. Okay, so I'm going to close here, and I want to say Todah for my subscribers and all those that basically look at my videos and share them and like them. Todah for that. Thank you for that. Also, I want to let you know that my husband, also has a YouTube channel. Okay, it is called Hezekiah ben Israel. Go take a look at his channel as well, and please support us. Okay, thank you for that, Todah. And in that, I'm going to say Shalom.